Hello everyone, this is the Hobo Prepper and I am Friar Tuck. Okay, so I am at the end of my first day hike into Alabama on the Blackwater Trail. So before I get into today's video, which is Rehydrate, Refuel, Re-energize, I want to show you some footage from today's trail. And also, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. And if you already are a subscriber, don't forget to hit that bell notification. Okay, so I'm finally getting back on a trail after about 5 days on road walks. I'm kind of looking forward to it just because it means I'm about less than 20 miles from the Alabama border. Almost got bit by a snake because I wasn't paying attention. Don't know exactly how to deal with it, so I'm just gonna back up. I think this is some of the clearest water I have seen on trail so far. I think this is Juniper Creek. So I am at the Juniper Creek shelter, and I thought it was another name for a campsite, but they got a fire pit and they got an actual shelter, so if it's raining, so that's kind of nice. Look at this. This is the views that I'm getting. So I'm just walking over rolling hills. See, that's up the hill. And now I'm going down the hill. And this is what it's like getting into Alabama. I was watching my map just to make sure I don't miss the campsite. Because on the Florida Trail, sometimes you can miss the campsite because it's not well marked. But you see that right there? There's the shelter. That's kind of hard to miss. You know, I have never left a mess when I leave. Look at this. This is just a mess that the last campers left that I'm going to end up having to clean up. I mean, I'm glad you got your monster drinks and just throw your crap in there. You're supposed to pack it in and pack it out. So tonight I am making liquid gold. All right, I am so looking forward to this. It's about 1,000 calories. You got to preheat your water before you throw your noodles in. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the trail clips. And so today, what I want to talk about is rehydrate, refuel, and recharge. And a lot of this has to do with creating your own schedule within the within your own little hiking regimen. Okay, so I learned some important things today. And well, actually, I've been learning it and really trying to figure out how to hone in my own schedule. And whether you're bugging out, whether you're hiking, whether you're doing a day hike, a through hike, a long trail, something like that, you're gonna always want to make sure that you are maximizing yourself as best as possible. So, you know, I have talked to other people on the trail, and one of the things that they have said to me is that, you know, there are people, like there's a guy that wakes up at 6 o'clock. He's out the door by like 7:30, 8 o'clock, walks for about 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, and then he takes his first break. So, I mean, it's just some people do their own thing. You know, he probably makes it about 10, 15 miles in that 6 hours, you know, just kind of like hiking, and he just doesn't stop. And then he'll stop and he'll eat, and he will take a power nap, like a 30-minute power nap, you know, rest his feet, rest his body, and then he just moseys along for the rest of the day. Sometimes he'll even stop for dinner, and then after dinner he'll just keep moseying into the night. And this is how the guy's making about 30 miles a day. But you know, this is an old guy who's doing this, and you know, for me, I keep trying to do stuff like that, but I have a different problem. My problem is that I like to push myself really hard, and I don't have the proper footwear. Or, you know, honestly, I don't even really think it's about the proper footwear, because I followed a regimen today that really seems to work for me. And you know, I did leave a little bit late because it was raining. Yeah, it rained until about 8 o'clock this morning, so I left at about 11:15. And so I walked for about 2.5 hours, took a 30-minute break. And during that 30-minute break, I made sure to do things that I generally neglected myself. So I hydrated. I make sure to at least drink 6 ounces of water. And then I made sure to have a snack that's worth about 250 calories. So you want to rehydrate because you need to make sure that your body has the fluids. You don't hydrate properly, it's going to affect how you are in transit. Also, what I ended up by refueling with the food, because I'm noticing, just like when I was riding a bike, it's kind of hard to notice when you're hungry, especially if you're somebody that doesn't want to that doesn't want to eat when they're being active like I do. Because that's one of my biggest problems is when I'm active, the last thing I want to do is eat, because I lose my appetite when I get active. Crap. And so I'm starting to notice the hiker's hunger or the traveler's hunger that's really hitting me. And I make sure that at least every couple of hours I put 250 calories in me. If I had a little bit more food and if I wanted to carry the weight, I would probably do that once an hour, as far as like have me a Cliff Bar, or something along those lines, something that's going to be nutritional and that's going to be able to that's going to be nutritional, and it's also going to help you with retaining your energy. Now, I talked to another subscriber. Hold on here, I'm trying to get the sound right. I talked to another subscriber, and he was telling me, oh well, you should be able to drink as much water as you want. That 6 ounces per hour really doesn't that's wrong information. And the person that gave me that information, I double clarified with them and asked them again. It's like, why only 6 hours or 6 ounces, which is 2 deciliters, by the way. So you should have no more than 2 deciliters per hour. And the reason why is because what you're doing is you are diluting and washing out your nutrients. Now, in the 70s, they tried. There were runners that would sit there and drink a gallon of water, so that they could have all the water that they needed, so that they didn't have to hydrate during their run. Well, it caused a lot of heart issues. It caused a lot of other issues. Not only that. Not only will it cause, if you overhydrate, will it cause heart issues and other circulatory issues, but it will also turn that down. But it will also cause you to wash out all the nutrients, and you need those nutrients. Those nutrients and those vitamins, those give you the energy and the stamina to keep going. And if you end up overhydrating, you could have issues with malnutrition and sicknesses that are related to malnutrition because of overhydration. That's why there is the no more than 2 deciliters per hour. And don't drink it all at once and then hope that it carries over for the rest of the day. Just like don't eat a heavy meal yesterday hoping that it carries over to today, because it really doesn't. Not when you're being active like this. You kind of have to it's a use as you go, or a type of system. And so this is just something that you as guys, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so I hope I don't lose my meal. But it's a use as you go system. Okay, so that is just to kind of give some explanations behind that. You need the vitamins, you need the nutrients, because it's what allows you to have the stamina and the strength to keep going. And then to take the power nap, and I did a 10-minute power nap today with my first break, and then my second break I just sat down for about 15 minutes. I was only like maybe 45 minutes to an hour away, so I'm like, why eat when I've got this? And I happened to find some water along the way, which I got really lucky, because the trail takes you, as soon as you leave Juniper Creek, there's no more water again for about 10 to 12 miles. So luckily there was rain last night, and so I found an area where there's some rainwater collected, and so that's what I'm cooking with tonight, using my Sawyer filter. Now, with that being said, the power nap, in some ways, for me, it works, because it's giving my body that chance, because when you sleep, your body repairs, regenerates, does all that stuff, right? It's the individual, when you're younger, you could probably get away with not doing the power nap. But as you get older, I'm in my 40s, you know, having that power nap is important. So this is why, you know, I think that moving forward, in order to be able to get the maximum amount of miles, and because my feet, you know, I did the 15 miles, my feet are not hurting me nearly as bad as they usually do. You know, I'm not as exhausted. I actually have the energy to cook dinner, which that's a big deal for me, because normally it's like, I want prepackaged food. It's hard for me to muster the energy because I'm so drained. But that's because I'm not eating, I'm not hydrating, and I'm not re-energizing throughout the day. And this is kind of helped me to where I can keep the consistency and keep the pace so that I can make the distances that I want to make. So, you know, the power nap, it just, you know, your body repairs itself, rejuvenates itself when you sleep. It's generally been recommended, I've known this for years, that, you know, you should take at least a 30-minute power nap every few hours throughout the day. And I've even heard people talk about how our ancestors, they really didn't sleep. They didn't sleep the full 8 hours like we do. They would sleep a couple hours, get up, do something, sleep a couple more hours, get up, do something, and then they would just nap throughout the night, because there were things that they had to get up in the middle of the night and do. Okay, so guys, I hope this helps. Don't forget to subscribe. You know how to help the channel. Like, subscribe, share. Leave me a tip in the tip jar if you find this valuable. Come on over to Patreon and have a Patreon exclusive conversation with me, because I have a different conversation with you over there, or my affiliate links, which are down in the description. Now, for those of you that are my Patreon subscribers, YouTube is kind of doing something weird. It's giving me issues on being able to upload a video, because I uploaded a video yesterday. It was taking me almost 2 days to upload it because of how bad the signal was. But then it stopped right at about 90 some odd %, and it won't go any further. So I may have to either re-upload the video or just kind of count it as a loss. But just remember, if you're a Patreon subscriber, I like to have a Patreon exclusive conversation with you, something that I don't have with you here on YouTube. This is more of tutorials and just kind of updates, not the personal conversations that you get over at Patreon. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And this is my liquid gold.